Capricorn, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late July 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Capricorn collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the beautiful Cappies in late July? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the Cappies late July. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this card out here nice and quick as we move towards and into Leo season. Find the lesson. This did show up for another sign in yesterday. I think it was one of the air signs. Now, I do think this is a very important card. It's one of the more complex ones within this deck because there's a lot of layers to it. Obviously, you see there's a lot of people. And I personally believe, regardless of the situation, there's always some sort of wisdom that we could pull from it or lesson, whether it's good times or rough. But there's a lot of layers to this. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. And I always mention that with this deck in particular, I like to go a little more intuitive, so we can take a little bit of the strict meaning here, of course, where, like, regardless of what you're going through right now, there might be some lessons or wisdom. Even if things seem a little mundane or regular or normal, there's things you can pull from that. Now, especially those of you that are going through a bit of a confusing one or a rough one, believe it or not, there's always a silver lining or a nugget of wisdom that you can use moving forward in life for other situations. That's a really good thing. Now, the fact that I'm seeing a lot of people here, that could really indicate a lot of communication. It could say, hey, watch out for funky group dynamics here, whether it's work, family, and stuff like that. I just feel like there's a lot of analysis too here. There's like a lot of micro analyzing. So make sure you're not reading too much into stuff when I see this card. But to me, I feel like it's good. I feel like it's nice. I feel like there's a certain sense of wisdom to it. So for a lot of you, you might just be in a place where, you're seeing things pretty clearly and you're seeing things in a nice way. So we're just going to leave it at that. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card there doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for the Cappies. What's happening? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Someone seemed a little bit grumpy. Felt a little grumpy Gus. The reading was titled, They Are Mad. Now, for some of you, yeah, maybe you were a little on edge yourself. Again, no judgment here. Everyone goes through different emotions. But to me, it did seem a little confrontational, where someone, I don't want to say felt vindictive. It just felt like someone was really not too happy about something. So hopefully the week wasn't too rough for you and keep your head on a swivel moving forward. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for my Cappies. What is happening here in late July? Okay. Yeah, there's cards wanting to jump out, but they're not. So that's all right. There we go. Ask and you shall receive. Okay, so there's the communication. We have the Page of Wands in position number 1. This could be really good. I like an action card. I like a bit of a fiery card in the first position. It depends on what shows up after, but usually it's like, okay, this energy is not too stuck. So that could be good. Let's get a couple more. Let's really start building this out for you, my friends. We got people. So yeah, just like we saw with that very first card, there's like people everywhere. Tons of court card action here with the Knight of Swords. Notice how they're kind of facing each other down. Let's get one more. What do we have here for the Cappies? Please. Thank you. Oh, okay. Really nice card. Also one that indicates a lot of people. So we are picking up this theme. If you're not the most social type of Capricorn out there, this energy could be a little I don't want to say frustrating. It just feels like it's a lot. It feels like pretty intense, which I've been seeing for a lot of different signs. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, as far as the elements go, which I always like to analyze, we have a nice even mixture. So we have some fire here on the front end. That's action. That's the internal combustion system within us. It's making moves and taking names. We have air in the center, very strategic, logical, plan-based, very analytical. Also communicative type of energy. So there's a lot of communicating going on with these two cards, like between each other. And then right here on the back end, we have water, one of the best cards, and we'll get into the detail on that. But water is the realm of emotions and feelings and family, the people we're closely tied to. So notice there's like a ton of people showing up already. So it's going to be intriguing to see the dynamics and if we get any more showing up. But let's go through and build this out piece by piece. Position number one, we are starting with our good pal, the Page of Wands. So for some of you, maybe this could be an air sign you're connected to. Pages could represent youth or younger individuals as well. I like pages. They're messengers and they're students. So whether this is a new opportunity coming in, a new way of thinking, a new way of being, like there's a certain freshness to this card that's really, really nice. Uh, this one in particular can burn itself out sometimes, and that's one of the challenges. But I do think there's a lot of positive here. It's like taking action, it's making moves, so that could be a really good thing. But the challenge, especially with the Page of Wands, could be that it overdoes it. It puts a little too much energy out there. It could burn itself out. So there could be something you're getting a little tired of, or maybe your energy itself is a little lower than normal when this card is here. Um, we'll have to see if there's an unpredictability to it. I always say that about all the fire cards, is that they could be a little unpredictable, right? Fire could be a little volatile sometimes. So we'll see what's up with them. I'm liking the page so far, but again, it could just be a person that's around you. It doesn't even have to be anything too in depth, right? Now, moving to the middle, we have a similar energy, but it's a little more matured when we come in with the Knight of Swords. Knights represent action and movement, so that's a similar thing. There's a lot of action going on here. There's a lot of energy flowing and moving, especially with the fire-air combination. Could be a little explosive, but Knights are also communicators. They're also messengers. Now, the thing with the Knight of Swords, this is very much a act first, ask questions later type of energy. It's doing something, it's going quick, it's not even thinking twice, it's shooting towards something like a rocket. That's the positive of it, aside from the whole communication bit we were talking about. The Knight of Swords, in its challenge, it could be a little confrontational, kind of like what we saw last week. It could be a little angry, it could be a little stern, and yeah, like I said, it could be bumping heads, especially with this Page of Wands. So we're going to have to see how this all plays out. It's like a very fast moving type of card. So we are seeing action. We are seeing the energy flowing, which does seem pretty good. So there could be certain things you're dealing with that could pick up a lot of steam. That's one thing I really like about this combination. But we just have to see what else shows up. Now, on to the very back end, we have one of the best cards in the whole entire deck. We have the 10 of Cups, lovely chef's kiss type of energy. Now, this card is wish fulfillment. It's happiness. It's wins and victories of all different kinds. Notice it's fulfillment, right? We have 10 full cups here. So it's something that's like, wow, I'm very happy about this, or I'm very satisfied, or I am proud about something. So it's one of the best cards out there for sure. So again, wish fulfillment, manifesting, all that good stuff. A challenge with this card, it can represent groups, it could represent family dynamics, it could represent living situations. And the 10 of Cups in its reverse form, in its challenge form, could represent just really, really intense emotions, right? Because there are 10 cups there. So again, there could be certain things in this time where you're feeling a little more intense than you normally are, especially with all this stuff going on up here in the front. Either that or someone you're connected to. It's like, wow, I didn't know you felt that strong there, my friend. So we'll see. I'm not going to turn a positive card into a challenge. I do think this is a really nice way to cap off the main part of the spread. But there just feels like there's a lot going on. One thing I will also mention with all these people, there could be a certain magnetism about you, even if you're not actively trying to draw things to you. You might just be doing it naturally because it's like energy coming in, it's flocking in. So I want to dive deeper on all this, Capricorn. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for the Cappies. What's going on? My guides, please. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Page of Wands. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cappy, you drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's get that page going. Why is it here for my Capricorn friends? Thank you. I've been seeing this for other signs, and this doesn't quite feel like your energy to me. Because usually, Capricorns, when you make a decision, when you make your mind up with something, you normally stick to it, stick to your guns. And when I see the Page of Wands with the Page of Cups in reverse, it's one of two things. Either it's someone that's second guessing, like, should I or shouldn't I? Or this is somebody taking a more aggressive, firm approach. So, again, for some of you, there could be situations going on where it's like, I'm just going to be straightforward and blunt. I'm going to cut the fluff and I'm just going to say it how it is. That's Capricorn like energy. But I also get this vibe here, especially with the Page of Cups in reverse. It's like, oh, I want to do it. I want to do something. I want to say something. Maybe I shouldn't. There's a lot of second guessing and flip flopping, which doesn't really seem too Capricorn like to me. Again, no judgment. If that does resonate, if you are of two minds about something, there's nothing wrong with that. But it doesn't feel usual, if that makes sense. Now, the Page of Cups, we have water. Can't really narrow down too many zodiac signs now because we have almost the whole damn zodiac out here. We have 9 of 12 signs showing up. But just like this Page of Wands, the Page of Cups is about communicating, speaking, getting emotions off your chest. It's a bit of a softer energy, so notice that it's in reverse under the Page of Wands. So it's either no more Mr. Nice Guy, no more Mr. Nice Gal taking an aggressive approach, or it's somebody doing a lot of second guessing. And obviously, there's like this whole thing around communication. So I'm not sure if there's something you're biting your tongue about. We're just going to have to see. We'll leave it at that for now. Let's keep moving forward and see if we could get a little more detail. And just the fact that it's just people everywhere from the very first Oracle card in the beginning to now. It's like flooded with people for some reason. But let's go in on the Knight of Swords. Let's see what he has for us. Why is that knight here, please? Thank you. Surprise! Are you going to be surprised by the card that came out right now? Oh, it's another person. Okay, so this is taking a totally different approach than the front. Um, there is an aggression here, so it is someone there. Whether they're like, now it's like, all right, well, I was two-minded, now I'm single-minded, now I'm going to do this. The Queen of Wands is very bold, very confident, very sure of themselves. So when I see the Knight of Swords, either this is two people showing up in a totally different energy, where one is like very unsure, a little passive, a little flip floppy. Then this one is like, no, no, this is how it needs to be. This is what we're going to do. Very, very firm and action oriented here in the center. And I just have to say, listen, you're probably going to be pulling in a lot of people and situations, even if you're not purposely manifesting it, especially with all this. So again, it is giving me like, here they come or here it comes type of energy. Again, I'm not sure if you're manifesting something like that, but I just get a lot of people coming into your experience, and it could be someone in particular. But yeah, with this Queen of Wands, she's just extremely sure of herself. So hopefully, if this is someone that was a little unsure, second guessing, should I, shouldn't I, this energy here in the center is like, it's screw it, I'm going to do what I want, or I'm going to do it. If this is two people, they're showing up in totally different energies, though. That's the vibe. And again, with all these people comes a lot of chit chat, comes a lot of chatter and talking, and I just feel a certain magnetism about you in this time. Okay, and I feel that off signs from time to time. It looks like you're up to bat. So again, don't be surprised if you're pulling like these random situations in, or like hearing from people you haven't heard from in a while. It's like all coming your way. Let's go in on the Ten of Cups. Let's see what that has to say. And yeah, watch out for any funky group dynamics. If you're like a quiet, private type of individual, you do your own thing, mind your own business, watch out for getting dragged into other people's stuff. But let's see what's up with that Ten of Cups. It's just so peoply. That's the best way I could put it. But let's go in on that 10. Why is the 10 here for my cappies, please? Okay. And it actually might be good for your energy to potentially shake things up. So I have the Four of Swords in reverse underneath this Ten of Cups. This is absolutely a great energy coming in. So I'll say if things are a little hectic, if you are extra magnetic in this time, if there are some rough energies coming in, that's okay, because there's even better right around the corner. So I see like beautiful energy coming in here. It just feels super intense. There's just a lot going on. That's the big thing I'm picking up here in this week's reading. Now, the Four of Swords is usually a card where it's quiet. You see that guy there, he's praying or meditating. It's like taking a rest, taking a break. So when I see it in reverse, busy is good. in this time. So all this energy that seems to be flooding in, that's really nice, especially if you've been a little bored, or if things have been a little dry, or if things have been a little mundane. When I see the Ten of Cups with the Four of Swords in reverse, it's like, no, busy is better. So keeping yourself busy, keeping yourself occupied, super important, because it's going to help your mental and emotional well-being when I see this. But if we were to just throw a blanket term, yeah, this is most definitely a huge or massive winner victory here on the back end, but it feels like there's a lot of stuff leading up to it. That's the energy I'm picking up. So I like the outlook for you in the short term. It feels nice to me. It just feels like there's a lot of moving parts. That's the vibe I'm getting. Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow card. So again, we spoke about the theme quite a bit. A lot of stuff going on. So if things have been boring, I wouldn't expect them to stay that way for long. Just tons of people all over the reading from front to back. But position number one, we have the Page of Wands, Page of Cups in reverse. A little bit of an unsure type of energy. Like, should I say this? Should I not? Should I do this? Maybe I won't. It's somebody that's of two minds about something. It feels a little passive, actually. But then we have the total opposite as we move to the center. Knight of Swords with the Queen of Wands in the upright. This energy is very sure about itself, like total flip flop of energy. So there could be something that you weren't too sure about. Now you have direction. Now you have clarity. Now you know what you want to go for. This is really nice. This could be a lot of energy coming your way. So, like I said, whether it's situations or a specific individual, it's like here it comes or here they come type of vibes, because it's all over the place. Moving to the back end, we have the Ten of Cups with the Four of Swords in reverse. So staying busy is better. Keeping yourself busy, whether it's a hobby, whether it's with work, whether if it is with all these conversations and people and situations coming in, I think it's better for your mental and emotional well-being that you stay busy. But we do have an overarching happiness and win coming in for you, which I really do like. It feels very claimable. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here for the Cappies. What is happening? What is... Oh, there we go. Thank you. Two of Swords. Yeah, I mean, this energy here, the Two of Swords, sometimes it could be confusion or indecision for some Capricorns. This is a card that belongs in the shadows, right? Like when I pull a shadow card, some cards don't fit. They shouldn't be there, but this one does. It is one of the cards of mystery and the unknown. So I'm hoping for a lot of you that maybe there's something that's going to turn out way better than you think. Now, for a portion of you, if this was resonating, the Two of Swords is very similar to that, because this card could be a little indecisive. It could be not knowing which way to go. There could be a little confusion or mystery regarding something. But if that is the case, when I see this energy shift towards the middle, this energy feels to me like it's going to melt away. So if that's not your normal modus operandi to be a confused type of individual, it's not going to stick around for long. I like the mystery in the shadows because it just seems to fit. Okay, I would just try not to worry too much about the unknowns or the future too much when this card is in the shadows. So we're going to put the Two of Swords down right there, my beautiful friends. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the July subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you could book a personal reading with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. My digital calendar's over there, so you could go check out availability. But for the July subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my most favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. It's beautiful, it's unique, and it definitely fits this season. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments, for all the uses that tarot has to offer, which do you think is best? Do you like using it for love situations, personal, financial, business, you name it? You put it in the comments, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.